It came out of a personal crisis. I was saved into the kingdom when I was 21. By 28, I was in ministry, and nobody had ever explained to me the principle of Sabbath keeping. And so I was going flat out and doing everything, building programs and growing a church and all these sorts of things, and it just stopped being fun. And I asked God, what is this? This ministry is impossible. It's impossible to do. I don't have the energy. I don't have the skill. And it was out of that crisis where I felt I was very much coming to the end of myself that God began to show me in His Word this beautiful gift of Sabbath. You can stop now. I began to realize I could time manage myself to the nth degree, and I still was going to be facing this incredible weariness and frustration because I was neglecting this gift of God saying, I never built you to go nonstop, to be thinking work and doing work and engage with work all the time. Absolutely. I mean, here's what I discuss in the book, is that there's a difference between Sabbath and leisure, because the culture has created an enormous ethic or ethos of leisure. And I mean, it's $1 billion industry that you get toys and golf clubs, and you go on these vacations and you get massages with hot rocks on your back and all these sort of things, all that stuff. So the idea of downtime is not, of course, abnormal. It's an obsession in the culture. But what we're finding is that people are pursuing this life of leisure and getting exhausted by it. So they go and do the whole thing on the lake with their big boat and their cottage and all of that, and they come home spent, and they almost need downtime to recover from the downtime. And leisure, in some ways, is rest without God. And what makes Sabbath unique is at the center of it is a fresh encounter, a fresh submission, a fresh replenishment from the God who gave you the rest, who made you, and actually went first and said, I'm gonna take the seventh day and I'm gonna rest, because otherwise you guys will never get this. You're gonna try to go, and if I don't set the example, then you'll never get it in your head. Yeah, I mean, the symptoms, the loss of intimacy. It's interesting that one of the things that we desperately need in our life to restore us is relationships, both with God and with others, that I'm really known. You see into the inmost places and you still accept me. But when I'm tired, when I'm not getting sufficient rest, I go into evasion mode quickly. And so I'm evasive with God, I'm evasive with my wife. I basically do the thing Adam and Eve did. I sew up fig leaves and hide behind shrubbery, and I'm, blame everybody for the condition I'm in. If our heart isn't Sabbath keeping, then we can never become that in our days. We can never actually set aside time and be renewed and replenish and meet God. If we can carve out a day, we can carve out a month and say that's my downtime. But if there isn't something in our heart that is prepared to rest in God, then all of that will be for naught. And really, at the heart of Sabbath keeping, at the heart of a Sabbath keeping heart, is a profound conviction that God is sovereign. Because if He's not, if He is not in control of your life and your world, you're coming and you're going, watching over, then actually you should get busy, because you're in trouble. But if God is who He says He is, and He is Lord of days, He's Lord of Sabbath, He's Lord of the living and the dead, He's Lord of everything, then the character of God invites me to relax. I don't have to make it. I mean, Jesus says, apart from me, you can do nothing. And our culture wants to reverse that and say, apart from me, Jesus, you can do nothing. Unless I'm on the job.
And who am I resting in?
Yeah.
Right.
So really it is a theological position. Sabbath at first is a theological position of saying God is sovereign, God is good, God is in control, God rules and reigns over my life. God is sufficient that I can rest in Him. I can come to Him. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give. Learn from me. My yoke is light. I mean, that's the invitation we have from God, and that's the Sabbath heart. Once you get that, then you, by all means, you can actually not only have wonderful Sabbath days, you can have wonderful Sabbath moments. You can just rest in God in the middle of a busy, hectic day.